It's a good start. Step one, turn on mic. Good morning, everybody. Come on down. Get excited. I have my voice back.
Yay.
Yay.
Could you sit closer to us, please?
Come
It should be
closer.
almost like a round table. It's very cozy and lovely. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
It's not a stand-up show. It's not a stand-up show. It is safe to sit in the front row. Come on down. Front row.
Nice.
I'm going to take photos at the back.
Of course.
This is good.
All right, welcome to Morning Startup. It's a very intimate edition this morning, isn't it?
It's very cozy.
Very cosy. Obviously, everyone's still working through their Easter holidays, so clearly we've got some diehards here this morning. So you get extra
Attention.
attention, extra shout outs, extra good vibes. Shall we get this party started?
Yes. So, we're Morning Startup. It's founded by founders, for founders, almost like 14, 15 years ago at this point. And we're all obviously founders.
We're all founders, we're all volunteers, we all do startup-y things.
Yeah. I'm Nina, this is Erin,
And with Scott.
Do we have anyone who has never been at a startup before, a morning startup? Hi. Oh, welcome. Somebody. Yeah, well, this is going to be a really, really fun journey, I think, because we always have really good stories. And because you guys have never been before, this is something that we do every time, and that is like, well, not just generally. We give 5 minutes to anyone who wants to share something, or no. Yeah, 30 seconds, but 65 minutes. Yeah, I feel like I started stumbling.
It's not a pitch competition. It's an elevator pitch.
Yeah, it's like, please step in.
Of course, in all true startup styles, someone should always be ready to pitch. I'll give a shameless plug or announcement. Who wants to show us how it's done?
30 seconds.
I think it's faster.
That's 5 minutes.
So for those of you who haven't been to Morning Startup before, congratulations, this is the place to be. Now the pitch. Expero Growth was created to help innovators and founders. And we're looking to run an event called the top 10 things that solo founders should do with AI that is not coding. So if you have an interest in that, can you please let me know after? Thanks.
Yeah. Are there any other shameless plugs? I don't want to steal anyone's 30 seconds. No? All right, very well. Hello, my name's Scott Glue. I am a co-founder of a company called FastVue, FASTVUE to sound more sophisticated. And we help companies and schools monitor what's happening online. So if kids are searching for how to kill myself, we have alerts that go to the right people, dashboards and reports for the IT team to keep an eye on what's happening online. And I'm currently looking for a full stack dev. So if you are coding in Node.js, you know, things about Elasticsearch, ClickHouse, data at scale, all of that stuff, get in contact with me. Love to hear from you. Cheers.
I'm also recruiting, but nerdy stuff that no one here does.
I'll go on.
I'm looking for a governance coordinator. So if you're an internal project manager with deep business analysis experience, come talk to me.
Sounds fun. Every first Wednesday of the month, we gather at the Norman Brewing Co. Like, they keep changing the name. Like, what is this?
It's a test at this point.
But look, we have pizza. It's really fun. It's in Leaderville. You can just put it in the maps, and you're there in a second. And it's a much different kind of an environment, and you get to network much more and just sort of enjoy. We have beer as well.
Low key, I think, is what the kids call it.
It's very low key. Do you do? Ooh.
Do you want to? Oh, I do love the hashtag share the failure, but you'll have to tell us about this.
All right. So Carla, who I thought was going to be here, but she's not, she's running a thing called Fuck Up Nights, Perth. So this is a global movement, the Fuck Up Nights. They're really fun. You get probably 3 founders up on stage sharing their failures, their miserable failures, in a fun, interesting, engaging style. So come along. It's going to be on April 30th at the Shoe Bar. So scan the QR code and register. It's on that other platform that's not Meetup, Eventbrite. Yeah, come along.
Yeah. It's usually really good.
I went to one a few years ago. It was absolutely amazing. So 5 stars would recommend.
And we had one at the Morning Startup.
We did.
Morning. That was great.
That's an awesome live stream.
It is an awesome live stream. That is exactly what it is. It is an awesome live stream. And live streaming is provided to us by the lovely people from perthvideo.com. Who do all kinds of magical things. Like it says on the tin, they make us look and sound good, which is a feat in itself. But also, Perth Video is run by the lovely founder, Jurgen. So he's got a good understanding if you're trying to do anything to promote your startup. They don't just do video, but because they're founders, they have a deep understanding of the space. They can pitch your business in a way that, in video form, record things, all kinds of magical stuff.
And in the age of AI and like everything AI generated, I think it's really important to have like good authentic videos. Which brings us to Emma Marketing. It's a marketing agency, and they have a really cool podcast as well called Weird Growth Podcast. They're really good at making founders look great and promote it as well. It was at one point they were a startup too, so they really understand the scene and they can really leverage that to accelerate your business.
Beecham. So if you're looking for IT talent, have a chat to Glenn at Beecham Group. They've been a long supporter of Morning Startup. So if you're looking for work as well and you're in the tech space, have a chat to Beecham, or if you're recruiting as well, can recommend their services.
Again, in the age of AI, recruiting is horrible.
Yeah, I can attest. No one wants to go through 500 resumes from Seek, trust me.
Ooh, Purpose Ventures.
Purpose Ventures. So, who got a coffee this morning? Congratulations. Your business is now venture capital funded. So the coffees for Morning Startup are provided by the lovely people at Purpose Ventures. So if you're looking for money and your business is investment ready, check them out. If your business is not investment ready, check out the Morning Startup Library, where we've got a video with Gerard, who's one of the directors of Purpose Ventures, who can talk you through what does it mean to be VC, so ready. What does it mean to be investment ready?
It's really interesting. A lot of tips and tricks. Everest Engineering. Okay, so this is really cool because Everest Engineering it basically has a bunch of different developers and they can help you bring your business to the next level. But we talked a lot about this, even though a lot of people are now vibe coding their apps, which is cool. You still sort of have to be production ready, and they help a lot with that. They also include a lot of in AI integrations. So if you're interested in that, they're your people.
Yeah, anything from, hey, I've got an idea and I need help, right through to large enterprise. Everest are your people.
It's cool.
So the space that we're in is brought to you, which Nina's kindly demonstrating, is part of an organisation called Space Cube. So they run a number of different co-working spaces. This is one of many. If you're interested, shout out. One of the most important features that we get asked about in terms of Space Cubed is the toilets, which my lovely co-facilitator is demonstrating. The toilets can be found down this beautifully lit, not at all scary corridor. And if you're in a wheelchair, let us know and we can sort you out because we don't expect you to walk up the stairs. Other parts, startup news. So if you want to hear about what's happening in the startup ecosystem, check that out. Startup WA is WA's peak body for representing startups. Check them out. They've got a series of really cool challenges happening and they have cash money, which is always exciting. If you are a support organisation, +8 is one of many incubators that are run across Western Australia. And as you can see, it's powered by the lovely people at Space Cubed. Here is more. More you asked for. More. This is just a small selection of the many programs that are available in Western Australia for founders. If you scan that QR code there, it will it'll unlock even more. And last but not least,
yeah, please get in touch. Like, we are everywhere. We try to be everywhere. We're on Slack, so if you want to join us on Slack and maybe share anything, you can, because we are really looking into revitalizing that side of the community. We also have a website, so if you have a pitch and you want to share a story here with us, please message us. You can also message us directly on our email. And yeah, we're all on all the important socials as well.
yeah, we're social.
So social. All right.
In a fortnight's time, we're going to have a complete change of pace. So we like to mix it up at Morning Startup. You couldn't get a more different change of pace to what we're doing in a fortnight's time. So I think the way that when I spoke to Georgia at Deed about this event is we weren't going to title it WA Innovators of the Year launch. We were going to call it Free Money Come Along. So that's kind of like the subtitle to this. So what the event will be is effectively what I like to call a word from our sponsors. So Minister Dawson's coming along. For those who have not had the joy of meeting Mr. Dawson or see him speak, I can see there's a few smirks in the audience from those who have. I know it's a bit strange, but he's a fun, good time and gives a good speech, so well worth coming along. Professor Wood, so for those who have not seen Professor Wood speak as well, absolute powerhouse, lots of fun. Derek Gerard wears a number of different hats, so not just Purpose Ventures. And Sarah Mitchell from Typeset is coming along as well. So even if you're not putting in for Innovator of the Year, Sarah's going to be talking about how to write grant responses, award applications in the age of AI. So a lot of, for those who have had the joy recently, I know a lot of us have, there's lots of tips and tricks rather than doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, because AI is actually very recognizable when it writes. It's so interesting.
This one will absolutely sell out. It always does sell out. So just make sure if you have an RSVP'd, get on it because it will be standing room only.
Yeah, that'd be great though. Come in early.
That is our formalities done. Thank you so much. Okay. We'll just roll with it.
So today we have someone really special, Kate. She is really, really interesting and always gives great speeches. And she's going to talk to us about why turning down an investment is a good thing. But actually, Kate is a creative, and she also has a startup. And it's really interesting to hear from her and why being true to your vision is really important, and she's going to give us a lot of advice. So I'm really excited.
Woo! Round of applause.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Set the bar really high for me, Nina. Thank you. Don't know about me being like an entertaining, fun, good speaker, but I'll do my best. Hello. Thank you for being here to listen to me talk about turning down investment and why that's good. For me specifically, it might not be good for your situation, but for mine, it's been working out so far. Well, we'll see. I'll get into that though. So I have some notes on my phone. No slides today though, so you can just look at my face up there or down here. But yeah, I have a little fun intro bit I wrote out. I'm gonna just read this real quick. So about 20 months ago, I quit my job and co-founded a company with someone I didn't know, with a complete stranger, which typically that's not something most people would do, but it was a big leap of faith, and it's worked out for me so far. So this person, like, I've never worked with him before. We didn't have any mutual friends or connections. Like, he's literally a complete stranger. But within a few conversations, we realized we were both independently planning to build the same thing. Not something vaguely similar, not something adjacent, like the exact same thing. So that was the moment we decided, well, we could compete, or we could do it together. And so we are doing it together. And what we didn't realize at the time, because we figured, the most difficult thing is, partnering up with a stranger to make a business successful. No, the most important decision and difficult thing we decided was we didn't want to take on any investment. And we decided that very early on in the process. Like, we didn't wait till we were offered money and then declined it. As part of that initial conversation we had, we decided we're going to do this. Just the two of us. We're going to make it happen, whatever it takes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how this came to be, give you a little bit, primer on my background, and I'm not going to get too deep into the weeds about what my company is, but yeah, just how in the last 20 months I've got from quitting a job to next month we're soft launching, hopefully, if there's no more delays. So yeah, for me, for context, I work in the video game industry. I'm a video game marketing gremlin. That's a real official title that I call myself. So for about 10 years now, I've been marketing video games. And that involves setting up press releases, collaborating with Twitch streamers, content creators on YouTube, helping name games, figure out the core messaging in order to reach out to the target audience, all that fun marketing stuff. Is anyone here in marketing? Anyone? No? Yes. So target audience? Yeah. So all of that fun stuff. So for about the last 10 years, I was initially hired in marketing because I was a Twitch streamer myself. So I thoroughly understand the concept of being a creator and making content, playing video games, spreading the word, and trying to grow that way. And that's why I was initially hired. So the PR agency who hired me realized they knew nothing about content creators. They knew traditional marketing, traditional public relations, reach out to media outlets, talk to a radio station, but they didn't understand the content creator side of things. So they hired me and taught me how to do marketing. It's not something I've gone to school for. I have no degrees. My highest level of education is high school and a little bit of post-secondary, but I didn't actually complete any degrees. So my start is definitely like I faked it till I made it. And 10 years later, here I am, a senior level marketing person that does industry talks, and people come to me for advice, and I don't need to do any biz dev for contract work because people just come to me. It's a really good problem to have. And imposter syndrome is definitely a big thing. I'm sure probably everyone here at some point in time has felt imposter syndrome. Yeah, no, yeah, no. So the point though, so in the last 10 years, I've launched over 100 video games, but I've done marketing for probably between 300 and 500 games. And across all of those games, and companies and studios and publishers I've worked with, there was a consistent problem that came up time and again. And when it comes to marketing, especially in the video game industry, it's very oversaturated. There's a lot of games being made, especially during COVID, when people were stuck at home, so they decided to learn how to code and make video games. There's just a huge influx of games. Is that me? No? I don't know what that is. Okay. Settle down.
Try that one.
All right. Do you like me better? Yeah, okay. Behave. So in this, with traditional marketing, media outlets, press releases, everything, there's too many games for any outlet to really manage covering. There's just too many. So there was a shift in the game industry where content creators, Twitch streamers, YouTubers, those were the ones you needed to collaborate with to get visibility for your game. And time and again, no matter the studio size, the publisher size, developer size, there's this huge communication gap between game developers and content creators. They just don't know how to communicate with each other or how to effectively collaborate with each other. And on the game development side of things, you have, only especially indie game developers, independent game developers that don't have funding. They're working a full-time job. They're working on their game in the evening and weekends. They don't have time to build lists, dive into a spreadsheet, spend dozens of hours finding the right Twitch streamers and YouTubers for the game, and then finding their emails, and then sending cold emails out to them because they don't have existing relationships. And it's just a huge time sink, and developers hate it. And so. This is an issue that's come up time and again. And me, as a Twitch streamer who was hired to do marketing, I see both sides of the fence. I get it. So the system was just fundamentally inefficient. So when I met my co-founder, we had been independently planning we understand the problem, and we've been independently, separate from each other, planning this solution for 5 years before this 20-month period that we've been building it together. We came to the same conclusion, and we knew exactly what needed to be solved, what needed to be made to solve the problem, and as complete strangers. So we chose to collaborate together to make it happen. I typically wouldn't recommend starting a company with a complete stranger. It was a huge leap of faith. I'll give you the quick story of how we came to found each other. He made a post on Twitter, and this was about a week after I quit my job. He had also quit his job about 2 weeks prior. So around the same time, independently, we decided to quit our jobs. He made a post on Twitter that a mutual friend of mine, I think, liked their post, so it showed up in my feed. And his post was a very vague statement, but it basically said something along the lines of, I quit my job and I'm finally going to make a platform that connects, independent game developers and content creators. That's all it was. I'm like, that sounds like what I want to do. So I did what any reasonable person would do, and I slid into his DMs on Twitter, and I'm like, hey, random guy, saw your tweet. It sounds like I'm trying to build the same thing. Let's chat. And so for about 15 minutes, we were messaging each other back and forth, both of us being intentionally vague because we don't want to share our whole idea and platform. We're just kind of sussing out, are we actually building the same thing? Are we on the same page here? And after about 15 minutes of both of us kind of basically saying the same thing in a really vague way, I asked him, let's hop on a call. Let's have a verbal conversation about this. So within 5 minutes, we were on Discord in a call together. And before I dove in and really started talking about sharing what I'm doing, I asked him a very important question to make sure he passed the vibe check. Because my co-founder is American. I'm Canadian, by the way. I got my permanent residency last week. Yay! So thank you. As long as I don't commit any crimes, I'll be a citizen in about a year. Doing my best not to commit crimes. Anyways, so I hopped on the call with this American, and so like any normal person would do, the first thing I asked him, I'm like, hey, listen, okay, before we dive in, I need to ask you, are you a Nazi? Did you vote for Trump? So I didn't want to waste my time talking to someone who I just fundamentally wouldn't be compatible with. So like he laughed, and he actually appreciated like just how blunt and candid I was. And he's like, no, I'm not a Nazi, and no, I didn't vote for Trump. I'm like, great, we can continue this conversation then, because I was ready to just bounce. So 2 hours later, and I really wish, looking back, that I had recorded this call. It was one of the most amazing conversations I had in my life. Just like the feeling of that mutual validation that, like, yes, this person gets it. Their dream is my dream. We're finishing each other's sentences, even though we don't know each other. And so by the end of the 2-hour conversation, we walked out of that call as, co-founders. We agreed, okay, let's get this contract sorted and let's get to work. So that's how it came together. And then the interesting thing is, after this conversation, after we signed the contract and like we posted about it on our socials, apparently we have like this, the same mutual friend, the same one that actually liked his tweet, that put it on my timeline. And we realized that we actually had met each other 5 years prior at an event. But neither of us remember it. There's a picture of us there in the same space together, but just like absolutely neither of us remember meeting back in 2019. So, but I still call him a stranger because we neither of us remember being there, but there's a picture, there's proof that, yeah, we definitely were there. We definitely probably talked at some point during this event. But it's just very interesting, small world, the game industry. So, why this has worked for us is, we don't have any shared history. We've never worked together before, like I said, and signing a really co-founder contract, like his pages and like also legal jargon, it's scary words, and signing that with a stranger is daunting. But just based on that, 15-minute messages back and forth and that 2-hour conversation, I decided, I think he passes the vibe check. Let's give this a try. And just that mutual validation of, yes, like I didn't need to explain to him and he didn't need to explain to me what we were building, what needed to be built. We just clicked. We just got it. So because of that mutual vision and work style, we've succeeded over the last 20 months, I think. There's a lot of mutual respect, lots of communication, over-communication. It's worth mentioning that we're 15 hours apart in time difference because he's in Seattle and I'm here in Western Australia. So in addition to, co-founding as strangers, we are in opposite time zones. So navigating that has been interesting, to say the least. But yeah, we founded this together just because of our alignment, not because of any shared history or, we didn't even exchange resumes or anything. I think I glanced at his LinkedIn profile briefly, but that's about it. So from the beginning, it was never a question of like, is this company idea, is this platform a good idea? That was never a question. We both knew that it was a good idea. The main question was, how do we build this the right way? There are currently some competitors in the market that try to do what we're doing, but they don't do it very well. So we wanted to ensure that we did it the right way, like something that would really truly help independent developers and help us feel good as we go to sleep at night, that we're doing a good thing. And of course we want to make money. Like obviously that's part of it, but we really wanted to build it the right way. And that was part of this initial conversation, that 2-hour chat, is we both agreed that we weren't going to take any investment. We weren't going to take any external money. It was just going to be the two of us. So that's how we started building, with that mindset of we're going to hustle, we're going to do side jobs, we're going to do gigs, we're going to do contract work, whatever we need to do to make this happen. But we don't want to have external investors coming in and then having to answer to them as a stakeholder and build the platform the way they want it built, or being rushed to build the platform in a way we don't want to build it. So that's why for us, it's a good decision to not take that funding. And we're very tired. We're very, very tired. In fact, 2 hours after this today, I'm going to a retail gig at Belmont Forum, selling towels at Bed Bath & Table, because that's just one of the many things I'm currently doing to help pay the bills while I'm building this company. And it's surreal being a senior level company co-founder, CEO, whatever, and then I'm just there selling towels to people. It's a nice brain break because I can't check my phone or emails or anything during those shifts. So it's actually just nice to just be in the moment. Okay, let's see here. Being self-funded from day one, lots of full-time work, and our constant tension, like the big thing was just like, okay, we need to build this, we want to build it right, we're going to hustle, do side gigs, make it work, but like our biggest issue, our biggest hurdle obstacle is like racing against the clock. Time was our biggest factor because, burnout is a thing, and we can only do this for so long before we just physically can't handle it anymore. At one point, my co-founder was working 2 full-time jobs, 80 hours a week, plus PlayIndies, our company. And then me, there's been months where I've had 13 to 15 contract clients, juggling on top of my retail gig, on top of running a not-for-profit, on top of running PlayIndies. So the main factor for us was just racing against the clock. And when it comes to investment, it definitely was tempting to take money out a few periods. We've had 3 separate investors try to get in, and it definitely would have helped us launch the platform sooner, but probably not the way we wanted to launch it. So we said no to the money each time, and we stuck to that. There was never like another conversation, a follow-up conversation of, oh, well, did we make the right decision? Should we take money? That was never a conversation. It's like, no, we're just not. It just wasn't even an option for us. Mistakes, setbacks. We were supposed to launch a year ago. We're 20 months in at this point. We hired some bad contractors. Apparently it's really hard to find reliable full stack devs. Good luck finding one, by the way. I've tried finding one locally, tried finding some in the US, tried finding someone literally anywhere. And we had to rebuild and start over, not once, not twice, 3 times in the last 20 months. Hiring contractors who promised the world to us, didn't deliver, or they would just take our money and go silent because apparently their wife had a baby and they didn't tell us that the wife was that pregnant at the time of signing the contract, so things were delayed by 6 months, and just lots of things that just delayed things. And so that really just added to the pressure of that incoming burnout, that timeline, we need to get this out. So I'm very excited to hopefully be launching late next month for our soft launch. Just to get past all that pressure of I just need to launch so we can start making that income and so I can stop working a billion jobs. Let's see here. And the reason, for us, and the whole point of this, what I'm trying to get at here is the reason why we didn't take investment was because the people we're supporting with our platform are indie game developers, people who don't have publishers, investors, funding. As an indie game developer, you have to be scrappy. You have to just make it work. You need to work a full-time job and put your kids to bed, and then in the evenings and weekends as you have time, work on your game that you're making. Because my co-founder and I, we are making a platform to support indie devs. We wanted to do it the same way, be scrappy, just really show indie devs we understand, we get it, we've been there, we've had to do the same thing, we've hustled, we've struggled, we've made it work, and hopefully it'll be successful. I say hopefully, I am confident we will be successful, but yeah, so that's kind of why for us turning down investment is a good thing. At the end of the day, and as we're approaching soft launch, I feel really good. I feel really tired, but I feel really good. And I know that we're building what the industry needs and what people want, and building the tool that I wish I had 10 years ago when I started doing video game marketing. And everyone that we've spoken to, developers, content creators on YouTube, Twitch, everyone we've spoken to unanimously, whether it's been online or in person at conventions I've been to, conferences over East and spoken, and everyone's yes, this is amazing, and just constant validation from every angle of yes, the industry needs this, and yeah, it just feels good to we did it, we self-funded it, we haven't had to take external funding, just a lot of what I call sweat equity, just a lot of time, tears, and effort. And I'm so glad to be speaking to fellow founders because you guys get it. I didn't even know this group existed till Nina reached out to me. My husband, love him, patient man. He can only, he very patiently listens to my rants about the issues and struggles of being a startup founder. So it's nice to now have a community of people like you guys, you get it. You understand. And my husband does his best to understand. He's a very supportive, lovely man. But some days he's like, well, why do you work so much? Just don't work so much. I'm like, that's not an option. Not work so much. What? Have an evening to relax? No, couldn't be me. We joke because like I'm Canadian, like I said. I moved across the world, married him, here to be with him, and then I've been here for 3 years, and for the last 20 months of that 3 years, I've been doing this. And we joke that my co-founder, I spend more time with him than my husband, so I have my work husband and my home husband. It's an interesting dynamic. But yeah, it's like, so we said no to investment, not because it wasn't unavailable to us, but it just wasn't aligned with our vision, our values, our core mission of what we wanted to do. It didn't work for us. It was tempting, don't get me wrong. We wasted, tens of thousands of dollars on the wrong contractors, the wrong developers, having to restart 3 times. And right now, we finally have the right team that we actually found through Upwork, by the way. Check out Upwork for devs. I might even be able to recommend the one that's working on my platform. They're great. But yeah, they're based in Romania, Ukraine, and they get it. They know what we're trying to build, and so they're helping build it for us. So the trade-offs of not taking investment, of course, longer timeline. Things are happening a bit slower than we would like. We were very ambitious, thinking that we'd be launching a year ago. I remember going to conventions last year saying, yeah, we're launching next month. So I'm standing here saying, yeah, we're launching next month. I hope that's not a lie this time. Pretty confident we'll be launching next month. Trying our best to launch next month, and I smile and laugh because with indie games, very rarely do they launch on time for the same reasons. Lack of funding, it takes longer to develop, or they have the wrong contractors, like all the same reasons making a video game to the parallels of building this platform that I'm building, and so there's that more pressure, the fear of burnout. I'm so extremely tired all the time. I've even gone to doctors. I did a sleep study, 2 sleep studies actually, and for my insomnia. And really, it comes down to it's because of stress. I'm just so stressed. I can't turn my brain off. I'm just working all the time. That's why I can't sleep. So dealing with that health side of things, just feeling perpetually exhausted, and definitely I reached the point of burnout, and then whatever is after burnout, that's where I currently exist. But it really just motivates me to work harder, which doesn't help with the burnout. But because we turned down investment and we're building it ourselves, we have flexibility to build this platform the way we want. We have full control over it. I mean, initially I was planning on building this by myself. I was going to be 100% owner. So once I had a co-founder and we've split things 50-50, I've already lost 50% of this thing I wanted to build. And it's great. I don't regret partnering with him. But to me, that's I lost half of potentially the thing. So we didn't want to lose any further control. We didn't bring on more investors. We didn't want to give up further percentages of the company or anything like that. So allowing us to have time to build properly, not being forced to rush a product out the door because revenue, profits, and that's an issue that our competitors currently have. Clearly, they were built and designed by people who saw an opportunity to make money, so they built these platforms, and a lot of the indie game industry uses these platforms not because they're the best option, they're currently the only option. So I'm so excited to launch a platform that's actually a valid competitor. And I'm very confident, based on just my knowledge of the industry and the conversations I've had with senior level people in the industry, down to indie devs making their first game, the business model I have, the plan I have, the 5-year plan I have post-launch, it's great. It's all validated. So that's never been an issue with this startup. There's never been a question of, will this work? We know it's going to work. We just need to build it. I'm surprised no one's built it yet. Not properly anyways. So where we're now, so we're nearing soft launch. And we definitely don't view soft launch as a finish line. Like really, this is level one. We're intentionally not going to be marketing the platform during soft launch because the very nature of this platform involves people signing up, using it, experiencing the user flow, and giving us feedback so we can improve it. And so the plan is for a full launch to be in like late August, and that's level 2. So I'm excited to a soft launch to just further that validation. Because I'll be honest, even though I say I'm confident, I say I know that we're making the right decision, turning down investment, taking extra time, more time than we thought we needed to build this platform. More validation's never a bad thing. So very much looking forward to soft launching, being able to show people like, yes, look, we did the thing that we said we were supposed to launch a year ago. And let's get that. I need more validation. So like the takeaway from this is like investment for us anyways, like we see it as a tool. Like as a startup with your own company, like yes, obviously having investment would make things easier. It would take off some of that pressure, potentially reduce some of that burnout because you're not forced to work a bunch of side gigs and jobs and hustling to pay the bills and to feed your cat very expensive food because she deserves it, and just being able to focus on building the product. But so I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but for us, we decided not to do it just because the core of what we want to accomplish. And it allowed us to stay aligned with our audience, with the independent developers. We can actually say, like, we get it. We've been there. We've successfully done this thing. Let us help you. And it allows us to prioritize like the long-term value of the platform because like really looking forward on our 5-year plan, we know exactly what we're building, what we want to add. We have a roadmap and everything, and that confidence of knowing that we don't need to shift that plan. Someone's not going to come in and say, no, don't do this, do it that way instead. It's our plan, it's our platform. We have full control over what we want to do and where we want to go with it. And that peace of mind, despite being stressed for other reasons, but that peace of mind makes it worth it for us to not have that investment. And really, being able to build intentionally, answering a lot of questions and pain points the industry has with this platform, building it the way we know it needs to be built. A lot of outside companies, like our competitors, they've tried building the solution, and they got like halfway there. But because they're not people who've been on the ground, who have done video game marketing for 10 years, who have also been a content creator, Twitch streamer for 10 years, seen both sides of the fence, like I intimately know exactly what needs to be built, and as does my co-founder. So building intentionally and having full control over what we're doing with no external influences is so important to us. So really the hardest part is sustaining ourselves, sustaining the build of this platform, getting through these hurdles. And I really look forward to this, as part of this 5-year plan, being able to take a look back and, remember when we were struggling and we're working in 1 billion jobs and side hustles and retail gigs to, pay the bills. Look at us now. I really, maybe I should come back here a year from now and do another talk and give an update of here's where I am now. Hopefully I'll be in a good spot. So the hardest part of turning down investment is finding other ways to sustain. And having a supportive spouse is definitely part of that. He's been a very, 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 very patient man, and taking a lot of the financial burden while I've been hustling. So in closing, co-founding a company with a complete stranger, you would think that's the riskiest part. It wasn't. Actually, for me, it's worked out really well. We, the mutual respect and communication we have for each other, and just that comfort and knowledge of, if I'm tired, or I need a day off, or I'm sick, or I need to travel, I know he's got it. Whatever tasks need to be done, I have complete confidence that he can handle it. He's a hard worker like I am, and I know that he'll handle it correctly because we're 100% aligned on what we're trying to build. And he has the confidence of knowing that I do the same for him. So for the last 20 months, there have absolutely been times and days where I just need a day, or I'm traveling, or he's traveling, and it's not even a question of just hey, I need the day off, and okay, sure, yeah, this task, I got it, don't worry about it. And it's just been an interesting dynamic. There was never a conversation of like, we didn't sit down and write down rules of how we should collaborate, how we should be co-founders together. We just worked. And I have no like answer or tips on how or why. I guess we're just compatible business partners, and we got really lucky. And yeah, so yeah, this idea wasn't the challenge. The stranger co-founding situation wasn't the challenge. Building the platform, well, aside from having to restart 3 times because of unreliable developers, even like building this thing, this vision, like coming up with this vision wasn't the challenge. It was just building it the way we believed in. That it needed, building it the way we know it needs to be built. That has been the biggest challenge. And yeah, so for me, I wouldn't necessarily say turning down investment is a good thing, but it can be a good thing. Use case situations, but for me, in my case, like just with my vision and my plans, even though I'm stressed for many other reasons, I can still like go to sleep at night feeling good about my company and what I'm building. And yeah, that's kind of like in the nutshell, how I came to found a company with a stranger and turned down multiple chances of investment, and it's been going really well, aside from being very tired. It's going well. I feel really good about what we're building and potentially launching next month. Yeah, if there's any questions, please let me know.
Just a reminder for those who are... Is that working? Oh, we're on. For those who are new to Morning Startup, just to use the microphone for our live stream. I've got all the words today, haven't I? Clearly, suffering from burnout is really good for your brain,
yeah,
as
absolutely.
evidenced by myself. Here's a founder example of what happens when you suffer from burnout, is you lose your words. Who's got questions?
Yes. Yeah, say on a good day I have 2 brain cells. Yeah.
I'll try not to use both of them.
Yeah,
the first
thank you.
question then.
Yes.
Thanks so much for the talk, Kate. With your marketing background, I think you had an advantage which a lot of founders don't have.
Yes.
And I'm really keen to hear about the process that you actually use, not only to validate with the content creators, but also with the developers exactly what they saw the problem was, but also how you got them to convince you that they were actually going to pay for it when it was actually done.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So something I didn't add is my co-founder, he's actually has a background in marketing as well, and he was also a content creator on a platform called Mixer, which has now since shut down. But so we both have about 10 years of being a content creator and about 10 years in marketing. Him on the community management side of things, me on the strategic marketing, public relations side of things. So individually, both of us have huge networks within the industry. So it's really easy. We had already existing connections that we could reach out to and say, hey, I have this idea. What do you think? And we reached out to a combination of content creators, of PR agency individuals, game developers, publishers, and we did this separately before we met each other and connected as co-founders. So we separately had these conversations and validated the concept. So by the time we met, like we knew this was the thing to build. This is what people want. Like right now, like we were supposed to launch a year ago, and we announced, oh yeah, we're launching soon. So for the last year, we've had people like checking in periodically, hey, have you guys launched yet? I want to give you money. I want to use your platform. How about now? Have you launched yet? So it's a really good problem to have. But yeah, we definitely have that advantage of having that existing network to pull from. And for our soft launch, a lot of these people that we've spoken to, our connections, like they're excited to test the platform for us as part of the initial phase of soft launch and to give us that initial feedback. So we're definitely in a good spot. Hopefully that answers your question.
Fantastic. I've got another question here. Oh, I've got a question here.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, definitely have a question here. Thanks, Kate.
Hey.
Great presentation.
Thanks.
Even with a lack of sleep there for you. Just what I'd like to know is how do you actually drive traffic into the website? You obviously have the challenge of having, I guess, people like YouTubers, content creators coming on the site, I guess. And then you have the actual people, the developers who want to launch the games. How do you actually approach marketing to both sides of the coin, basically, to connect the two on the platform?
Yeah, that's really a great question. And similar answer before, because I've been doing this for 10 years and have existing connections, like people, both developers and content creators, are very used to seeing my name in their inbox. Because right now, with the current process of making a spreadsheet with a list of people, gather their emails, send out those cold emails, or in my case, they're usually warm emails because I've been doing this for 10 years, so I know thousands upon thousands of content creators and hundreds of developers. I already have those connections. And currently our competitors, they are widely used. Like our main one, like they boast about having like 60,000 creators, YouTubers, Twitch streamers on their platform that actively use it, and they have hundreds of devs that use it, or probably thousands of devs that use it because they're currently not the best option, but the only option. So I know people are willing to sign up for this type of platform. I know that they're willing to go through the process of, attaching their accounts and signing up, making a password, requesting game keys through this platform, because there are platforms like ours that do currently exist. So because I have these existing connections through emails over the last 10 years, we plan on reaching out through email instead of reaching out about a specific game, because I do game marketing and I'm often offering game keys for games. Instead, I'll be reaching about my platform and saying, hey, sign up for PlayIndies. Here's what we have to offer you. So thankfully, because there are similar products in the market, that helps with the validation of we know people are going to use this type of platform. We just need to get out there and spread the word.
All right. Next question. Yes.
Hi, thanks, great talk. Just wondering what success looks like in 5 years, and it's 3 parts. What success look like in 3 years? What was your exit, or what is your exit plan? And has that changed over the last 20 months?
I love this question, and I can talk about this for an hour. So with I have a 5-year plan, and I want to get to a point where we have enough revenue, enough profits that we can actually give money back into independent games, like not published games, but like help fund them, and then also we have plans for charitable endeavors, partnering with charities, and doing game bundles and to raise funds for charity through our platform. And then in addition to that, using this platform as an educational tool, offering resources, articles, videos for both developers and for content creators to help them improve their processes or learn about marketing or how to market themselves or market their game. I just have so many ideas and plans, things that scope creep has definitely been a thing that we've had to pare down, deciding what the MVP is for soft launch and what should be in this 5-year roadmap. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to hire WA individuals, because there is a game industry here in WA. There's over 100 games currently being developed as we speak. Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of support or funding in games, so unfortunately a lot of the mining companies snap up those developers. And I joke, my husband he works for one of those mining companies, and he is in a management position who hires these developers. So every time I go to a game dev meetup and I bring him with me, as we walk in, I'm like, don't steal these devs. Leave them alone. But yeah, just being able to support indie games, support charities with our platform, support the industry as a whole with educational resources, and growing the Western Australia game industry. Those are the 4 main things in this 5-year plan.
Awesome. I think we've got time for one last question. Whoa. It's not Scott.
Congratulations on your move from Vancouver. The weather's a little bit different.
Yes. How do you know I'm from Vancouver?
I guess the accent. I've got friends in Vancouver.
I missed the mountains.
It was a stab on the west side of Canada.
Vancouver.
Thank you very much. I think it sounds like you're having a little bit of an ideological chess match in your game. Sometimes it's I'm burnt out. The funding could be used to do pay towards things and things like that. But I think as a potentially early stage founder, I think the question that I would be asking is like, what opportunity cost is there to not taking the investment? I.e., if everyone only has 100 credits of energy in the day, how could you be reallocating the energy that gets consumed with like the side hustles and life and all that kind of stuff, and just said, if I had total devotion, 100% time, 100% commitment, it sounds like, I don't know anything about your industry, but it sounds like you could absolutely smash it. So the question I would be having is like, if you had 100% capacity and 100% time to also allow time for just being a human as well, and actually having some downtime, because I'd imagine the upstream risk of this is also like, you know, once you've got more partners and you've then got paying customers and everything else, it's like, I want to know that Kate also has the capacity to keep running the company and keep being alive and being a human. So I just wondered how you navigate that, because not all investors are the same, right? I've just come from a Series B company and I have met some difficult investors, but not all investors are the same. So the right person could actually be a gatekeeper to unlocking a whole other stage of growth. And it sounds like there's also there's a precipice of, you know, speed to market is always a thing as well. You know, if you keep people waiting too long, then they switch off and maybe go elsewhere. So I was just wondering how you navigated the philosophical chess match in your mind.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So our current plan is, because we're doing a lot of contract work and manually doing what our platform will do once it launches for clients. That's largely how we've been able to fund the platform without having to dig into our personal pockets or get investment at all. So our current plan is, once we soft launch, we're not just going to stop all that contract work. We're going to keep on doing it. There's going to be a phase of paring that down as the platform ramps up. And we have people in the wings ready to go that are skilled, that we are connected with, that we know, that want to be hired by us, like just as contractors initially, and eventually hopefully full-time employees. We've actually just brought on a social media community manager person and have deployed her to work with a couple clients. So already reducing our personal workload, because that's a task that one of the consulting tasks that we've been doing. So yeah, I want to be a human. I want to enjoy life. I want to sit on the couch with my cat in my lap and maybe play a video game instead of just marketing them all the time. So yeah, it's just a phased process of paring down, training up people to do the things that we're currently doing, so we can just take a step back and just manage the platform instead of being on the ground every single day, because burnout, right? I'm tired, and my husband would really like to spend time with me. And yeah, hopefully that kind of answers the question. Yeah, I feel confident. Like this stuff we've thought about, and we have a plan, and we're in the process of just deploying that plan. So at the moment, I have the least amount of contracts I've had in a long time this month, as I prepare for launch next month, and it feels weird not having so much to do, and it's nice though, because I'm still doing a lot of stuff and preparing for soft launch, but not having so many clients and contracts to answer to, it's nice. So actually last night I was able to sit down and watch a show with my husband for the first time in a long time, and it felt so good.
Awesome. Round of applause for Kate, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, if you pass me that.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm like, I could do this. Come on
I think
down.
Nina's abandoned you, so I'll pop in. She had to get something from the office.
All good.
Cool. Thank you so much for that candid walkthrough of founder life. I think a lot of us feel when we're at that stage. So yeah, thanks a lot for volunteering your time and coming talking to us. That was awesome. We're here every 2 weeks, so come back in 2 weeks' time for the Innovators of the Year. Make sure, get on Meetup right now and RSVP, because once we announce this, there will be no standing room left in this space. So yeah, it's going to be a great event.
We're about to turn this space back into a co-working space, so please watch out for flying chairs. Just a reminder, if you're looking for the toilets down that way, help yourselves to the food that's in the back, and if you haven't already grabbed a coffee, pop down to Joey Zaza's and tell them that you're from Morning Startup. Hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Thanks everybody.
Thanks everyone.